Who will fight for Gotham if Gordon and Bullock don't? Me. After I beat the crap out of this kid who's talking shit about my parents.
As luck would have it, one of America's two most powerful villains of the next decade
is turned loose to strike terror into the hearts of men. To shock women into uncontrolled hysteria.
Don't touch that!
The villains themselves were ultimately responsible for much of the popularity. Audiences love to hate.
Welcome, Gothamites, Riddlerites, and Bat fans alike, to the Villains of YouTube Gotham Reviews. I'm your villainous host, Wilbur, and today we're going to review Episode 8 of Gotham, The Mask, not to be confused with Jim Carrey's movie. That was a long time ago. It was a good movie, but that's not important right now. What's important is Gotham and Batman stuff. There's going to be some spoilers in this episode. We're just going to talk about the Easter eggs and just the cool stuff that they really nodded to from the comic books in this episode. So if you haven't watched the episode, what are you doing? Calm down. You don't skip ahead. Don't watch this, then watch Gotham. Watch that. Most likely, people aren't watching this anyway. I'm mostly just talking to myself. But if there is someone out there watching this show, and they're watching it before Gotham, you're ruining the whole intention of the show. Go watch Gotham and then watch this. Unless I've just completely turned you off from watching this in the first place, then I'm sorry. I'm not trying to scold you. I'm not. I'm just trying to enhance your viewing experience. But enough of that. Assuming you've already watched the episode, some really cool stuff, man. This episode, we see a very infamous villain finally touched on in this in the world of Gotham, the Black Mask, Roman Sionis, who in the comic books is the Black Mask, but in this I'm gonna go ahead and assume this is his dad, Richard Sionis, who is big businessman, who is basically he's the way you work for Mr. Sionis is you have to enter a death match. Whoever comes out alive gets the job. Pretty cool plot. I really liked the whole plot of the episode, and I like how it all kind of tied into the big story of what's going on with Gordon and what happened in the last episode, which was a great episode. And I felt like this was a really strong follow-up. But last episode was pretty epic. But I really enjoyed this episode, and what really just made this episode awesome were two things. Two awesome things. One, Black Mask. The whole Black Mask thing was exciting for me because it was the beginning of a character that we know really well from the comic books. Roman Sionis in the comic books is known for turning to crime because of bad business sense. Well, we do see that his dad is a businessman in this episode, and Gordon kind of calls him out on being a bad business person, on being more of a warrior, and just being a criminal, a killer criminal. And that, I feel, is going to trickle down to Roman and him resorting to crime because of business decisions. So I thought that was really cool. It was a great kind of just origin story, pre-origin. It was we weren't doing the origin of Roman Sionis, but kind of. It was awesome. I really liked it, and I didn't see it coming, to be honest with you. When I saw the trailers for the episode, they were talking about all this mask stuff, and I may not have been really thinking about it. The mask to me didn't give it away, because the mask in the episode and in the previews is nothing like the Black Mask that we see in the comic books. It's a very different Black Mask. So it was still, I don't know if they were trying to make it secretive or if they were trying to kind of I don't know, but it was cool. It was a great little twist, a great little spin on the character and his pre-origins. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is the Black Mask that we know from the comic books, or is this his dad? or is this just a play on the character? What do you guys think? Do you see more of this character coming out, or do you think this is the end of it? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like to see more of him. I would love to see more of this guy. I think he's a interesting character. I really dig the actor. I've seen the guy in a ton of stuff, Studio 60, but some other things as well. So let me know what you think in the comments below of Black Mask. My second topic of choice to talk about for this episode is the Bruce Wayne storyline, which is some great stuff. I mean, when I first heard that they were doing a Gotham show or Batman show that was going to be pre-Batman, I was a little disappointed because I love me some Batman and I just want more Batman stuff out there in the world, Batman everything. But what's great about this show is that it is Batman. Because it takes place after the deaths of Martha and Thomas Wayne, it is about Batman. Because one thing that they've covered in the comics and the movies and all of that is that the moment that Bruce Wayne's parents die, Batman is born. He becomes Batman. Bruce Wayne is gone. The child known as Bruce Wayne has disappeared, and all there is Batman. All he wants is justice for his parents, and so thus Batman is born. And it's a beautiful thing. I really love that, and I love that Gotham has shown that. So the show is chock full of Batman. It's just a young Batman. He doesn't have the mask yet. He doesn't have the gadgets, but that's Batman. But Batman goes to school. Kids, he's got to go to school. He's got to learn. He's got to get those learning so that he can go off and become a great detective and build gadgets and stuff. So, but what do we expect to happen? He's newly orphaned. His parents are dead. So of course he's gonna get picked on. But his bully of the bully of choice is Thomas Elyjah. For those who don't know, Thomas Elyjah is a character from an arc known as Hush. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest that you read Batman Hush. It's when I bought it, it was in two different graphic novel forms, but I believe those were bound together into one. So check it out. It's a really great storyline. Basically, Batman's greatest foes unite under two people. One is the Riddler. The other is this guy named Hush. He's a very secretive character, and they allude to his identity while telling the story of Bruce's childhood friend, Thomas Elyjah. Thomas Elyjah, in the comic books, was his best friend who grew up to become Hush because of how much he hated Bruce. He was kind of the opposite of Bruce Wayne, where Bruce's parents were killed, and it broke Bruce. Tommy's parents, he killed his parents, and he flourished from that. So it's interesting dynamic between those two characters. But what they did for the show is that they're not best friends. We do get to see a little character development with Tommy, which is kind of interesting. Not character development, but we do see that this character is a little... he's a little morbid. He seems to be interested in the fact that Bruce's parents were killed, and he takes delight in kind of talking about it. And you can't tell if it's because he's a jerk or because he's just a morbid little creep. Either way, Bruce don't like that. You don't talk about Bruce's parents, his dead mom and his dead dad like that. And you don't call him Brucey, you jerk. Brucey. That's so lame. So Tommy and Bruce, they get into a little confrontation. And at the end of the day, Bruce meets up with Alfred, and Alfred figures out what's going on. And he drives Bruce to Tommy's house so he can beat the crap out of him. Is this the beginning of Hush? Does that confrontation lead to Thomas Elyjah wanting revenge on Bruce Wayne, and thus becomes Hush because of that? Because obviously his origin changes a little bit because of the fact that they're not best friends, and we don't know his backstory as well. Is this the showrunner's way of kind of creating a new origin story for that character? Or is this going to be a one-time thing, just kind of a nod for the audiences? I don't know. I'm not a successful writer on the show, so I couldn't tell you, but I really hope that we're going to see more of this character, and that maybe we're going to see his kind of, not focus on it as much, obviously, but maybe see his journey towards Hush. I think that'd be really cool. I'm really into it, though. It was a great episode. Some really great storytelling always from the writers of Gotham, and I'm excited for the next episode. Which next episode, guys? Harvey Dent. I believe in Harvey Dent. But like I said, I'm really excited for the next episode. Some Bruce in training, some Harvey Dent, some Selena Kyle. It's all epic. It's all going to be great. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think about the whole Sionis business. I want to hear what you guys think about Hush, Tommy Elyjah. Are we going to see him again? Who knows? Leave your comments below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if I'm doing anything you don't like, if anything you do like, so I can keep doing it. I need the feedback. So, comments. Do it. Leave a comment. Until next time, I'm Eli Wilbur, and this is the Villains of YouTube Gotham Reviews.